As I discussed in my previous presentation, the social contract, according to Jean-Jacques Rousseau, unites individuals of similar qualities into a society by a process of mutual consent, where all agree to practice certain values and customs. While beneficial to the norm, it is detrimental to the alienated individuals who fall outside of the contract. The discriminatory nature of the social contract will exclude individuals based on several qualities, including race, sexuality, class, and even religion. Exclusion based on color of one's skin has been a prominent discriminatory practice throughout history and even continues today. According to W.E.B. Du Bois in Gordon's Existential Dynamics of Theorizing Black Invisibility, Du Bois states that the problems African Americans face are enmeshed into the conception of African Americans are at the root of the problem itself. This is attributed to the rejection of African Americans under the social contract, which persistently identifies African Americans as the root of the problem and not fitting into the norm. Du Bois' findings, along with other philosophers, highlight the importance of individuality and the preferable deterrence from estrangement of humanity itself. Also, their beliefs demonstrate the importance to resist the forces of institutional invisibility. This specifically I found to coincide greatly with Karl Marx's theories of capitalism and alienation. Essentially, workers under capitalist conditions unfortunately lose control of their lives by losing control of their work. They can be described as cogs in an impersonal machine. Their requirement to perform repetitive tasks with intense supervision drives these operatives to the point where individuality means nothing, and the estrangement from their human nature is very much evident. Marx states that we cannot be humans if we are stripped of free will and productivity associated with human being. Capitalism is one of the many controlling forces that deprives individuals of their autonomy, which is one aspect of objectification that Nussbaum outlines in her piece. Thus, capitalism must be abolished in order to regain any autonomy and even overcome political oppression. Emancipation from the restrictions of capitalism, alienation, and even the social contract has proven difficult throughout history, and even overcoming political oppression has been most troublesome. Individuals in poverty and different races, for example, find themselves battling the issues of political oppression and environmental discrimination. It is quite ironic that our government is for the people, yet the majority of Americans are either under or misrepresented, as evident in our country's own history. The government and industries disregard these minority groups has only encouraged environmental racism, as these forces have imposed a negative environmental impact on poor and racial communities. In Robinson's Environmental Racism, she suggests that its occurrence is a new manifestation of historical racial oppression, and I couldn't agree more. Individuals of color are both deprived of their rights as they are stripped of any political say, and forced to deal with the dangers of toxic waste as the government and major industries ignore environmental safety for these individuals. The objectification of individuals is not just limited to people of color, as women are also subject to objectification. In regards to pornography, many women surrender their autonomy when partaking in the questionable industry. Denial of autonomy, ownership, and viability are but of a few of the aspects of objectification that can apply to women in the porn industry. Just to stir the pot though, if a woman voluntarily objected herself in these aspects, isn't she utilizing her free will and simply obtaining pleasure from it? It is a very sensitive topic, and I feel that these issues and their morality are dependent on the audience of which they are exposed to, as pornography is a form of entertainment. When removing the business aspect of it, love and sex is a much deeper topic to explore for all types of individuals. In Shelby's Ain't Just 'Bout the Booty, Shelby discusses the mysteries behind love and sex and even rejects some past philosophers' belief, including that of Aristophanes. She believes love to only be compelling for those who feel incomplete or imperfect to being with. This could potentially be linked to women who partake in the porn industry, as they could possibly be supplementing their insecurities with the pleasures of pornography. Also, sex does play a role in erotic love, which pornography sometimes symbolizes. Couples in love desire to join themselves in the most intimate of ways. Heterosexuals often do so by producing a child that embodies their oneness. However, what about homosexuals? Does their inability to produce a child with their partner degrade their oneness? This is something for further discussion, but in my personal opinion, it does not. Overall, individuals of different races, genders, sexualities, and backgrounds often are forced to face the societal issues simply because of its immoral construction, and the removal of these issues from society is necessary for any type of emancipation to succeed.